Welcome to Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. This is a full audio reading of the book released in episodes. I made this free so it's easy to follow and so you don't get distracted from the message. Enjoy.
Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. Chapter 14 Part 2, The Beasts Playlist, the soundtrack of Babylon. Are you still skeptical that America is economic Babylon, the nation God himself will destroy in 1 hour? Maybe that's because you've been so steeped in the Make America Great Again revival tour. You've been too brainwashed to realize that a country God describes as drunk, fornicating, and selling out to every king on earth might not be so great after all. Let's take a look at those harpers and musicians that Babylon is known for. The stars, the idols, the soundtrack of a collapsing empire. And maybe, just maybe, the scales will start to fall from your eyes. I feel like Neo in the Matrix, trying to tell you that the pill you swallowed wasn't red, white, or blue. It was laced with pride, rebellion, and a platinum-certified worship track. Let me show you one verse. You tell me what it's talking about. And the voice of harpers and musicians shall be heard no more at all in thee. Revelation 18:22. Before the craftsmen, before the merchants, before the lights go out, the music stops. And not just any music, the global cult, the soundtrack of Babylon, the anthem of rebellion. Religious theater is not just in the church, it's in your headphones. The global cult of rebellion. America didn't just create the music industry. We baptized it in sex, drugs, lust, and satanic swagger. The level of insanity in the music industry today is a far cry from Elvis shaking his hips. Go watch a few popular music videos. Even the bubblegum pop has snakes, blood, and satanic symbols. We didn't just distort art, we turned it into apostasy. And the angel doesn't say some musicians. He says no more, none, shut down, silenced, judgment. They have helped to bring judgment upon Babylon the Great. They couldn't restrain themselves. The musicians helped bring judgment. They glamorized the darkness. They couldn't shut up. God singles them out as a group of people that he's tired of listening to. Literally. Why music? Satan loves lyrics about himself. Ask yourself, why is music the first thing the angel mentions? Because Satan was built for it. If he was the covering cherub, who was in Eden, the garden of God, hardwired with pipes and timbrels, Ezekiel 28, then music isn't just sound to him. It's a weapon, a ritual, a recruitment tool. And he's got some fantastic lyrics. And don't forget Apollo, the Roman god of music, prophecy, light, and plagues. Same fallen spirit Durant branding. Today's music industry is still playing his song, just with pyrotechnics, wireless mics, and better stage lighting. Oh, and Pan, that half-goat pagan god of chaos, lust, noise, and wild parties, prancing around playing his flute. Yeah, he never left. He just got a record deal. These aren't just myths, they're the blueprint. Ancient spirits, modern platforms, same agenda, and Satan still producing hits. That's exactly what we've been watching. The symbolism is everywhere. One-eye poses, pyramid hand signs, serpent jewelry, the phoenix, the eye of Horus, satanic visuals on tour sets and album covers, blood imagery, goat masks, upside-down crosses, Luciferian lyrics, cloaked in beats and bass, the demons, the visual art to match the music, Masonic black and white duality, even the glorification of bondage, like a Pied Piper luring the children to their own destruction. It's not fashion, it's initiation. It's not edgy, it's exhausted. Every artist is just remixing the same hell-themed Halloween party and calling it a world tour. They're not rebelling, they're complying. It's what they're told to do, to keep their spot in the cult of rebellion. They're not tired, they're not creative, they're owned. Sirius is called the brightest star in the sky. In Revelation 12, the dragon swept a third of the stars from heaven. Funny, isn't it? The dragon took the stars, and now one of them's got a satellite channel, broadcasting from the heavens, named after it. None of this is by accident. Symbols have meaning, lyrics like spells, beats like bait. Let me put it into perspective for you. Imagine going back to the 1800s. You walk into a smoky brothel, and there's a woman singing at the piano, doing her job, maybe trying to survive. Now picture her turning to the owner and saying, "I'm gonna be a billionaire one day, just from singing." They'd laugh her off the stool. Back then, music was background noise for sinners, not a path to billionaire idolatry. Today, we worship the sound system. We made millionaires out of people who rhyme over bass, and turned rebellion into a genre, and billionaires out of witches with auto-tune. Why? Because the sales pitch got better. Mocking Christ and hooks so catchy, you hum it without even thinking. Calling themselves gods, telling kids to worship self, chase lust, glorify rebellion. And somehow we still say, it's just entertainment. Here's a couple of questions for you. You ever hear anyone mock Muhammad in a verse? Buddha in a chorus? Nope. Only Jesus. Always Jesus. Because they're not rebelling against religion. They're in a massive cult, giving themselves awards. They're rebelling against him. And here's the rub. Even Christian music isn't immune. Slap Jesus on a bridge. Sell some tickets. Tour with secular artists. And call it ministry. But listen closely. How many songs actually preach Christ crucified, risen, returning in judgment? They'll sing about storms, and oceans, and feelings, but not repentance, blood, or truth, because that doesn't sell in Babylon. Yes, I still listen to music, but here's the difference. I take heed what I hear. Mark 4:24. When a song mocks Christ, or slips in a blasphemy, like it's just another lyric, I change the channel. Because in Babylon, there's no shortage of music, but there's a shortage of truth. I'm not blind. I'm not naive. I'm just not buying what they're selling. Because music isn't just a beat anymore. It's a ritual, a religion, a recruitment tool for the system of the beast. And Revelation 18 tells us how it ends. The voice of harpers and musicians shall be heard no more. The curtain will fall. The stage will burn. And the final song of Babylon will be silence, because when the music dies, the curtain drops on Babylon, and judgment begins.
Hey, thanks for listening. You've just heard an episode of Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. If you want to read along or dive deeper, go to wickeddarkness.com. It's also available on Kindle and in paperback on Amazon. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs it, someone who's stressed, questioning things, or sensing that something in the world just isn't right, someone who can feel that something is off. Have them listen. Subscribe to follow the full series. It's free. People keep waiting for the wicked one to arrive. What they don't understand is this: he's already here. If you want to know what I do when I'm not turning the book I wrote, Wicked Darkness, Johnny's Survival Guide to the End Times, into an AI podcast for YouTube, Rumble, and probably TikTok, check out the websites I built at coolcarguy.com and freaksites.com. Freaksites is a network of websites like Travelers Freak, Cars Freak, Housing Freak, Weapons Freak, and Runner Freak. I use them myself to create listings that work like mini stories around topics people already care about: cars, travel, housing, running, weapons culture, and a lot more. Most content online disappears into feeds. I built these sites around the idea that stories don't have to. Anyway, if you're curious, check them out. You'll figure it out pretty quickly. And if this episode was worth your time, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with somebody else.